live.
Hi,
Hi, how are you? Who are you?
I'm doing amazing. What did you say? Who am I?
Yeah, who are you?
Don't you know who I am?
Still don't.
I am
No
Paul
clue.
Tchaikovsky. I'm a developer advocate at VMware.
Ah, wonderful. And hi, I'm JJ Asgar. I'm a developer advocate for the IBM Cloud. Um, Today we are going to be playing around with some Kubernetes and play off of something we learned. What was it? 2 weeks ago now, or is it a week?
I don't know. Time is this curly
Not-
whirly, wibbly flibbly thing. I don't know.
It's very appropriate with the guitarist behind you too.
Oh yeah, I think
So
there's actually a actual doctor quote about time being
yeah,
wibbly wabbly. I don't know. From the
well,
Matt
yeah,
Smith doctor,
yep,
I think.
yep,
Yeah.
yep, yep. The So, one of the first episodes of Doctor Who I ever watched was actually Blink. No joke. That's how I came into the Doctor Who
That's
world.
such a great episode
Mm-hmm.
because there's
Mm-hmm.
almost no special effects,
Yep.
and when those statues are like moving up behind them when
Mm-hmm.
they're not looking is like scary AF.
It's one of those.
That's
It's arguably the best Doctor Who episode, and Doctor Who is only in it for the, or I should say, the Doctor is only in there for. I think somebody did the number or did the math in like 4 minutes total.
oh yeah. And
Yeah,
which doctor was it?
it was
Matt
David
Smith?
Tennant. David
David
Tennant.
Tennant. Oh, he was so good.
I still my favorite Doctor. Quickly after, believe it or not, Christopher Eccleston. I really did
Yeah.
like him.
Yeah.
But
I don't think we've had a single bad doctor on the new run.
mm-hmm. Yep.
We've had some bad episodes, but the
Yes.
doctors and the actors playing the doctors have been fantastic.
Yep. They've been true fans too, right? Which is
Mm-hmm.
the advantage of it. But okay. Anyway, so we could talk about Doctor Who like all day if we're not careful.
Let's do it.
maybe we can make a little podcast of it or something. Just be like
Yeah.
two nerds talking about Doctor Who. But yes, so today we're going to be playing with Kubernetes controllers and operators. So a couple weeks ago, maybe last week, I don't really know, we discovered that we were playing around with some namespaces, and we wanted to use the built-in ingress controller for the IBM Cloud.
Yep.
And we had to export a secret out of the default namespace and then re-import it into the new namespace of where we were installing Stack Edit, I believe.
Right. Yeah. So we discovered that the IBM Cloud gives you an ingress controller by default,
mm-hmm.
and they give you
certs.
DNS and certificates
mm-hmm.
for that by default. But you need to get that secret, which is only in the default namespace.
Yes.
So if you're like JJ and just deploy everything into default, you would never know that there's a problem. If you're a real Kubernetes user like myself, you quickly discover that there's I wouldn't say shortcoming, but there's a thing you have to deal with, which is if you want to use the built-in certificates, you need to get that secret into other namespaces. Because without a bunch of tomfoolery, you can't attach a secret to a resource in a different namespace to that secret. So secrets are tenanted by the namespace that they live in.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So we jokingly was like, hey, we should create a controller. At the time, we called it a controller to basically watch for new namespaces, and in the background, just be like, I'll take it and copy it and not worry about it. Now, I have purposely done no research into this whole project, and Paul here has a lot of experience in this realm. So we are going to I'm going to play someone who has no idea what the hell he's talking about, trying to figure out how to get this done. So
Right.
Paul, how about you start? Like, I know what an operator is. I think I
Right.
know what a controller is. Can you talk about their intersection and what they do, and then move from there?
Sure. So we'll start with a controller, because that's kind of the child, not the child, but it's the building block to get to an operator. So
Okay.
you're familiar with when you run an application in Kubernetes, right? What do you create?
I create a pod with a container inside of it, and I ask Paul to deploy it for me.
Right. But do you actually create a pod, or do you create a deployment?
Oh, very good question. And yes, I do create a YAML file that is a deployment that has a bunch of stuff inside of it.
So a deployment is managed by the deployment controller, right?
Okay.
And so what a controller does is it reconciles desired state and actual state, right?
Okay.
So it knows the desired state and it watches the actual state, and if it moves off the desired state, or if the desired state changes, it then works to fix that desired state, right?
Got it.
So you change replicas from 1 to 6, the deployment controller will go, oh, I need to work on that. I need to make sure that that actual state matches what you just requested, which is 6.
So is it like a cron job that's running every minute in the background looking for the state, or is it a little bit?
Is there something? It's an infinite loop that is subscribing to the resource.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and so that's a controller, and then an operator is when you have a controller that's operating on a resource that isn't Kubernetes native, right?
Okay.
And so a good example is, and we've used the certificate manager before, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the cert manager is an operator, and you can ask for a certificate, and you use the certificate CRD, or custom resource definition, to define the certificate you want. And then the actual controller, the certificate manager controller, will then make that reality. So when you register the CRDs, you tell Kubernetes what controller is responsible for making those CRDs reality. And so Kubernetes gets a request for a certificate. It doesn't know how to handle it, so it then passes it on to the cert manager controller that does.
Got it.
Right.
Okay.
And so that's the CRD aspect of it. But also with certificate manager, it can subscribe to resources and act on changes to resources, right? So if you use the right annotations, it will automatically create certificates. And so that's using just the controller functionality to subscribe to a resource and act upon changes. It's a little bit different because it's getting the desired state from resources it's subscribed to, instead of getting it from you providing it a manifest, but it's still the same controller type workflow.
Okay. So what we need to do is create an operator that pays. No.
Controller. We're not creating a CRD.
Well, because we're not going to have to interface with it at all. It just sits there in the background, waiting for the new subscription of a new namespace to be created. So it takes the secret from default, which we just always assume is there, and copy it in.
Yes. So basically, you would subscribe to namespaces.
Okay.
And when you get notified that a namespace is created, you would then act on that by getting a copy of the secret and applying that into that new namespace.
Now, the secret as a YAML file, if I remember correctly, had a declaration of the namespace in the actual YAML file. Will we
Right.
have to edit that export when it does it? Or is there a way to
Well,
like templatize it? Like, what do you do in that case?
well, remember, we're not going to be dealing with a YAML. We're going to be dealing with the actual API object, like the Go struct,
Ah,
right?
okay.
And so we'll be dealing with it in the code. It'll never actually drop to being a YAML file. But yes, we will need to modify the metadata for the object. So basically, we will load the object into a new object of type secret, and then change the namespace to match the new namespace, and then apply that.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And in fact, we'll probably, I think we would create a new empty secret and then copy the data portion of the secret spec, I think is the way we would do it. Otherwise, we'd have to go and try and clean up like status and self links and a bunch of other stuff that's created.
Ah, yeah, good point. Because we can just dump the big old blob from if we needed to, right?
Yeah.
Because it's all like more or less everything else in that file is just metadata. It's just this one old big old blob from the cert that that we care about.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we might need to make sure we set it as type of opaque as well.
Okay.
I think the TLS secrets are type of opaque. So the other things to think about that we probably won't get to do is what JJ tried to spell opaque.
Yep.
Lost track of my thoughts. Your spelling is so bad. My brain emptied itself of all rational thought.
It's
what was the Adam Sandler movie? We are now stupider for having listened to you speak.
Wasn't Billy Madison? Was it Billy Madison?
Billy Madison, yes. Thank you. Wow, I really did forget what I was saying. Oh, yeah. So there's a couple of things we should think about that we won't have time for. And that is, you might have namespaces that you do not want the secret to be copied into. So you should have the option to set an annotation to either opt out or opt into the certificate, the secret, right? And then the other thing is we should subscribe to.
Oh, hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. So maybe, because the idea is this does it in the background for you. As soon as you create the namespace, because it's just kubectl create namespace blah.
Right.
That's almost instantaneous. Then the idea is
you can set annotations during the create command.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you do kubectl create blah blah blah, like -- annotation or -- set annotation or something.
Oh.
Or we could do the other thing and make an opt-in, but I don't think we're gonna have time for that either way. So that's like a stretch, a very stretchy goal. The other thing is certificates expire. Now, I assume that if the certificate expires, IBM Cloud is going to roll it. And so we would need to act on the secret changing and then go and find everywhere that has that secret as its origin and change it as well. And that means we would want to set, I think, it wouldn't be annotation. I think it would be a label to set it as a child of the TLS secret. Much in the same way that, like, there's, I think, a label, maybe it's an annotation. When a deployment creates a replica set, there's a label or annotation in the replica set to point back to where its parents were. So that's also a super stretch goal.
Yeah.
But look, I think given the fact that neither of us are particularly proficient at Go, I think if we can just get something logging in and even capturing the secret in the first place, we'll be doing well.
Yep, I agree. So.
Oh, go ahead.
CD Go path. Okay, so I already have Go set up on this box. Which reminds me, I actually just put this in the wrong place. Shit.
Classic JJ.
That's true.
JSonnet? What are you doing?
Yeah.
What fresh level of hell took you down to JSonnet?
That was our last time we did this. Just give me 2 seconds here. Copy src GitHub to here. What? Oh, God damn it.
What are you doing?
Okay, now it's actually in the Go path. So we can actually do all the work in here now. So if we do a vim main.go, we can do package main, import. Well, don't we want to test FMT, right? And then we do fns func. We want to make sure our Go path is set up properly before we do anything else, right?
Sure.
Because if we don't, like, we could do whole, like, we do things right. So fmt print
line.
Yep.
Is that it? Yeah.
Hello world. Oops.
Look at you.
So go run main.go. We're done. All right.
Good job.
It's called a day.
Ship it.
So
now we need to spend 3 days writing a chef recipe to deploy.
too close to home. Too close to home. Okay, so we now have a working Go instance. We have a README of some steps that we want to walk through, and we can do a Go run whenever we want now. I do have kubectl get namespaces. I can't spell. So we do have a kubectl. We do have a kube instance that we already connected to, and as we can see, we have some namespaces in there. It's the same one we've been working on. So we do have a kube infrastructure that we can play around with in also.
Perfect.
What's the next step? Do we just homeboys thing?
I think there's a default. Oh yeah, okay. So you're already at an internet blog site. Now, I think if I remember this, he links to the default example controller. Yeah,
sample controller?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I guess we can clone that down.
No, it sounds like we need to do this thing, right?
Right. What version of Go modules are we using?
Don't know.
Yeah, so I think check your Go version, because more recent versions of Go, you don't need to have a Go path, and it make things much easier.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. So I don't think you need to be in the Go path. And I think being in the Go path will actually make things, yeah, you're good. All right, so go back to your doc.
Okay.
So there's a Go 111 module on. So you'll want to set that in your path, well, in your environment variable, right?
Okay.
And
or
then,
export it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I would jump out of this, like drop down a directory.
Drop down directory. Like
Yeah.
up a directory.
Yeah. And then clone this repo in.
Okay.
Right. So go run main and see what happens.
Many things.
Yeah. So this version of GoDep, I think it uses that go.mod.
Yeah.
Yeah, to keep track of all your stuff.
Do 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 do.
Is there some rule about any sufficiently advanced programming language will have a package manager that resembles CPAN?
It's good. That's good.
All right, undefined new controller. Cool. I guess we can't just run main.go. So a note on generate code, blah, blah, blah. Go to running.
Running? Oh, running.
Yeah, like towards the bottom of the page. Oh, I see. It wants us to build it and then run sample controller, not main. Can we do go run sample controller? Is there a sample controller.go?
There's a controller.go.
Yeah, okay. So do a go run that.
Like it's a go build, like it says in the docs.
Oh well, I don't want to have to build it every time we want to see it run.
Oh, okay.
No, JJ, what are you doing? Just go run controller.go.
Oh, okay. Go run controller. This looks familiar.
Oh
Undeclared.
boy.
Yeah.
Okay. Do the go make.
With the docs.
Like for something this basic, we should be able to have a go run command. Or maybe we can do go run dot? I don't know.
Okay.
Try go run dot.
Nope.
This is the worst day of my life.
Oh, here we go. Building config not valid provided.
Yeah. So you want to do, I think it's kubeconfig equals, and point to your kubeconfig. And then go run.
Okay, so kubeconfig equals dot and dot config.
Dot cube/config.
There we go.
And you missed the I in kubeconfig. At the start. In caps.
Oh, nice. Config. Nope. Try setting Kubernetes master environment variable.
Yeah, you don't need that. We just didn't get the environment variable right. Go back to the doc.
dash kube config sample controller.
Oh, okay. I guess just do it with dash kube config. I thought you could do it as an environment variable.
It's dash, right? Yeah, dash kube config equals kube
config. Oh boy. No such
file or directory.
I think when you do an equals, it turns it into a real thing. So just do a space instead of the equals, and you can do the curler, the tilde.
No auth provider found for name OIDC. What does that mean?
So I'm guessing you've got some OID stuff set up in your authentication, and that's going to be a problem.
Yep, same problem on this one.
Yeah. So that's because like everything on the internet, it only works if you're running an insecure Kubernetes cluster.
Say one more time. I'm sorry. Somebody was saying something in the chat.
Like everything else on the internet, it's not going to work if you try and run it on a secure Kubernetes cluster.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah. So basically, kubectl is doing a lot more smart things to deal with the fact that your authentication is happening with OIDC in the background. And this more basic version of logging in doesn't support that. So you're probably going to need to Google for that no auth provider string and see if there's an easy fix for it.
I'm pretty sure I saw an OAuth thing here. No, where was it? This guy. Here we go. Auth plugins for the client. This is how you import auth.
Oh, cool. Good catch.
I've been doing my pseudo research.
Yeah.
I'm not,
hey,
you know, nothing.
Hey, JJ, you're so good. I take back everything nasty I've ever said about you.
Oh no, you're just gonna no. See, that's not nice because now we don't reset to 0. You're just I'm gonna say all the mean things again and this one on top of it. I know how you think. I know how you think.
I don't know what you're talking about. All right, so now we need to find where it's loading that in. So main.go.
Yeah.
Where is it doing?
Here we go. And comment the following for GCP plugins.
Okay. So there was a line that was like all auth. So let's paste that line in.
Like this guy?
Yeah, that top one.
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't need the import, right? We just need to do
correct
the anonymous import.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Okay. Oh shit. No, let's go run, right? Go run. There we go. Oh my god. Did it? Oh no, it's doing all this stuff now.
Yeah. Oh, it's working now.
Is it really?
Yeah. So it's watching for foo resources, and no foo resources exist.
Holy shit.
So we can close that down and start working on actually doing it for reals.
Okay.
So I'm guessing the real magic is happening in sample controller. You sure you don't want to do this in VS Code or something?
Yeah. All right. Got to figure out how to get VS Code to connect to it though.
Oh, well, let's just keep going with Vim.
No,
we'll figure it out.
Okay. Well, I mean, I believe it or not, I'm pretty good with Vim now.
All right. Yeah, controller.go is what we wanted,
Controller.go.
I think.
Okay.
And then, all right, so sample dash controller. So we should give it a better controller agent name, assuming that's not going to break anything. So let's call it IBM Cloud dash secret controller.
No, that's too. It's not controlling secrets, right? It's.
I don't want to lose any sleep over this, JJ. It's just a name.
Okay.
All right. Then it was looking for a foo resource, and so we want to change that to be looking for a secret resource.
Was it foo capital resource?
Yeah, but these are just the errors. Oh, there. So listers, foo lister, foo informer. Okay, new controller is where the work's happening. So let's have a look in there. Foo, work queue, default foos. So scroll down a little bit further. Okay, set up an event handler for when a foo resource changes. Add func controller enq foo. Controller enq foo new. So scroll down a little bit further. I mean, really, we should be changing all these, but I just want to see if we can find where it's actually subscribing to the foo. All right. So what is it doing? It's creating a new deployment from an old deployment. Oh, I see. That's where it's doing I think probably where it's checking the state. But we're still looking for where it's actually subscribing to foo. It's basically what a change from a foo resource to a namespace resource.
Okay, so hang on. Do you mind if I break out of this real quick?
Right. I think this will be easier if we had this in VS Code, so it'd be easier to bounce around.
Okay, so let me give me 2 seconds.
I guess you need to be able to connect it over SSH.
Yeah, there's like a plugin for that in there.
Yeah, I assume so.
Hang on, where's the extension thing? It's over here. Remote SSH. Open any folder. There you go. That's what we need. How do I connect?
Oh, there's a new thing on your screen. Up.
This one?
There, that one.
Tmux.
Open folder.
Trying. It's opening. There we go. So we did it under go source. There we go.
All right, that was pretty easy.
Do you want to do the little live sharing thing too?
No.
Or do you care? No?
I believe in you.
Okay. So we were in the
Right,
controller.go, right?
Yeah, so just do a word search in for foo in main.go, see if it's doing anything at all foo related there.
I don't actually know how to do.
Control F.
There we go. Foo. Oh, I need to make this bigger, don't I? Hold on. Let me make the text bigger.
Yeah.
View.
You should just do Control plus.
It's a Mac, so it's this one. There we go. Oops. Is that good? Too big?
Yeah. It might be a little bit too big, but we'll deal with it if we have to. I can read it fine at my end.
There we go.
Great.
So here is foo here.
All right. So it's calling sample controller v1 alpha foods. I assume. Oh, I see. Okay. So it's loading up Kube Informer and then an Informer for the example. And you can see the example is looking for objects that are version v1 alpha foos from the sample controller.
Yes.
And the Kube Informer is happening from apps v1 deployments.
Yes.
So we want to change that to, I assume, app v1 namespaces, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I think we'll leave foos as it is for now. No, leave that because. So I think what they're doing is looking for changes in deployments and then doing something for a foo resource.
Mm-hmm.
I think. So let's just leave it like this for now and then go back to the controller.go.
Make this a little bigger again.
Yeah. And let's have a look and see if we can find the trail of logic. Actually, in the README, does it tell you what its actual trail of logic is trying to do?
Use cases.
Right, let's scroll down.
Example. CRD.
Resources.
Example. CRD. No.
Okay.
So we're gonna have to
did the guy in his blog post explain the workflow for it?
Foo are custom resources. The sample controller shows how to deal with the custom resources when written in custom controllers.
All right, so the very top, the sample controller ensures that for every foo resource, there's a corresponding deployment with the number of replicas specified by the foo resource.
Okay.
So what we want is for every namespace record, there's a corresponding secret.
Which is a secret resource.
Right.
Right.
So what we want to do is replace foo with namespace and deployment with secret.
Say it one more time. Why is it the other way around? Because in the secret resource we want to do everywhere.
Right.
And every single deployment is the equivalent of a namespace.
No, it's saying that if I create a foo resource, it's going to create a corresponding deployment resource.
Okay. So let's go. We got to go back to this main.go and change this to secret.
Yeah.
And then this guy. this to deploy.
Well, we don't want this to be the sample controller. We want this to be probably apps v1 namespaces. No. What is it for namespaces? What's the kind for a namespace? So open your command prompt up. Do a kubectl get namespace default -o YAML.
Get namespace default. It's because you're watching me.
I am watching you. I am watching.
Kind to namespace.
All right. So the API version is 1, and the kind of namespace doesn't tell us. I think. All right, drop back to the code. So we need to figure out what we need to replace apps with. You want to scroll right up to the top and see what's being imported. So Kubernetes, go Kubernetes, client v2, client auth. All right, so open up a browser and then search for Go Kubernetes client API namespace.
Namespace.go?
We're actually looking for their docs. That v1, that Go doc one. Yeah, I think that's what we want. And then do a search for, go into the namespaces. Yeah, click on, nope, go up, click on that one up there.
This one?
Yeah. So it's the core v1 client. So let's throw a guess out there that it's core and then v1 instead of apps and v1. I believe this is how you're supposed to do programming, right? Through sheer guesswork.
It's good enough for me. Core
No,
v1's.
you're changing the wrong one.
This one?
Yeah. So we want core, yeah, and then v1, and then namespaces. But we should double check which API the secrets live under as well. And so
go back to this and do secrets.
Yeah. No, you could have done it from where you were at.
Yeah, I realized as soon as I clicked it back.
Yeah.
Well,
hit back. Oh, there it is.
There it is. Yep.
Yeah, I see it. It's near the bottom there.
Right here.
Yep.
Core v1 client.
That's core v1 as well. All right. So hopefully what we've done is going to work.
Do we need to change the name of this thing here? Because isn't that?
I'm just thinking if we change it here, we have to make sure we change it everywhere we find it in
the code.
The code, which is okay.
So,
we just need to make sure.
No, let's not mess with that yet then, because we know that it's all wired together, right? Like in essence,
exactly.
We have all the we're just telling it to look at something different right now, so let's not fuck with it that much.
Yeah. So the example informer, I think, is going to continue working. It's the kube informer we need to change how it works.
And that's calling in from, no. Where's kube informer coming from? Oh, you're talking about kube informer factory, right?
Right.
Right, okay. So if we ran this right now, just out of curiosity, we would see the namespaces being in, right? Because we'll see it being like, hey, looking for namespace, just like it was doing the other, looking for the deployment foo.
Well, it depends. We might need to change some types because it's going to be loading those up into an object. And so we might need to fix those types. Okay. So I think if we run it now, it's probably going to break.
Okay, well, never mind then. I just thought, you know.
Yeah. So why don't we search for example informer factory in the next in the controller.go.
No results.
No results. Okay. Magic. How does it work? I guess we have to figure that out. Do a search for the
yeah, it's only in
main.go. So I guess we want to search for, I'm not quite sure. Just scroll down. That kube client set, sample client set. Keep scrolling.
Here's the actual new controller function, right?
Right.
Deployment listeners, foo listener, foo sync.
So.
And that's an address to the controller, right?
Yeah. So we got the deployment informer and the foo informer. So they're what's being called in. So we want deployments lister, synced, foo informer. Okay. So I think all this logic for now is okay. So let's keep scrolling down. Q foo, keep scrolling down. All right, so this is all right. So this is looking at the deployment informer, right? And this is saying when so this is now a secret informer, right?
Yes.
And so new deployment and old deployment need to be looking at apps, need to be looking at v1.secret, capital S secret. And it's not apps v1, it's just v1.
That's right.
Right.
And this is new secret and old secret, right?
Well, if you change these again, we're going to have to change it everywhere.
Shouldn't we? Because we're going to have to find that again, aren't we?
Oh, actually, no, it's only in this. Never mind, it's only here. So yeah, change it. Because it's returning it, so we don't need to worry about it.
Same as with the old?
Yep.
Like that?
Yep.
Func new deployment. Wait, no, that's not what we're looking for. Okay, cool.
All right. So that's dealing with the secret. And then I'm guessing there's another one for the foo resource.
Starting foo controller.
Right.
This is actually waiting, starting the actual, this is the actual go routine running. Right?
You can see it's looking for, scroll back up. It's looking to see if it's got a sync of deployments in foo. Okay, yeah.
What line?
So
what line? I'm not seeing that. Is it this one right here?
One more. 160.
Yeah.
So you've got wait for cache sync, deployment synced, and foo synced,
Got it.
right? And so C is your pointer to a controller, and that controller has these two objects.
Got it.
This is definitely a place where if you change these, you'll need to go and find these and change them elsewhere.
Yeah,
I think for now, let's just try and keep a mental map. It's probably a bad idea, but we'll see what happens. So starting and stopping. All right, just go down. I think that whole section is okay.
Okay.
Controller, run worker, object, get, close, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down.
This is all error catching, right?
Yeah. Sync handler.
Namespace.
Okay, here we. All right. So here we're looking for the foo resource with this namespace name, right? And so we're not using the foos lister. Oh. Yeah, so there's a foo informer and the foo lister. So what did foo become? That became namespace, right?
Yes.
Right. No. So it's getting namespaces. Oh, so we might need to change foo's lister and then come back and fix this based on what we change it to.
This one, I think, is the one we want.
Yeah.
That's the actual declaration.
Yeah. No, listers.foo lister. Foo informer lister. So now we need to find foo informer lister.
It's in foo.go.
Look, we want foo informer dot lister. That's it. Oh, wait. Because foo informer is actually the object itself, and lister is a function inside of that object.
Yes.
So where do we declare foo informer? The actual object for it. Was that in main.go?
This one.
Right. Informers dot foo informer. So I'm just trying to figure out what the object for this should actually look like. And so if you go back to main.go, I think that's effectively, yeah. So kube informer. So example informer is becoming, yeah. So when we're calling new controller, foo informer is this fourth argument. So go back to controller where we just were. Yeah, so this is the new controller. So that's the thing that's being passed in here. So we need to know the structure of that object. So if you go back to main.go, can we click on this namespaces and get like the, we can't get to the, where it's being called from to find what the object looks like.
We probably can. I just don't know how to do that in VS Code.
Yeah. I think there's probably some Go stuff you're missing to make that work. No, it's finding that it's Go. It's probably some extensions.
Mm.
I mean, you can run it and see what error it gives you. All right, so we got those things wrong. And then Kubernetes apps v1 secrets. All right. So let's try and fix main.go.
67.
Oh yeah, that should have been core, shouldn't it?
Yep.
All right, save that off. Don't use Kubernetes factory as
Deployment
type.
informer. We need to change that deployment informer to secret informer.
Yeah. No. Under Kate's client Go informers apps. So I think where we're doing the import, we're importing the deployment informer specifically. So let's have a look at the imports in main.
This one?
Okay, so we're not calling anything specific there. So go back to 67. So what's line 63? It's what's at the end of that line? Nothing. The new controller, Kubernetes factory, core v1 secrets. Okay. So go to controller.go and have a look at the imports there. Okay, apps informers. So we'll need to copy that and look for core instead of apps and call it core informers.
Okay.
I think so. And then do the same
there's typed. There's this one already there.
Yeah, but that's
typed. That's typed. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry.
And so do the same thing for apps listers.
Okay.
So now you want to find where you have apps informers dot and replace that to core informers dot.
Core informers.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Replace.
Right.
And then do the same for apps listers.
Those are listers. Yeah. Like so?
Yep.
Okay, I got to admit, that is pretty nice.
Yeah. I mean, the reality is we're probably committing all sorts of sins by just fudging around at these versus rewriting them with the other thing as a guideline, but whatever.
I'm fine by it.
Yeah.
All right, so kick this off again.
Yeah. See what interesting failures we get now. Uh-oh.
Root declared. Line 30.
Look at 31 and 30.
What was that? That was in controller.
Yeah.
31. Oh,
Oh.
Whoopsie. We did a all you
did a
yep.
Because you did a full search and replace, yeah. I only do the same for listers.
Yep.
Amateur hour on the live stream.
So true. But isn't that just development in general?
Oh, okay. It is when I do it.
All
right. So
it's
we
not
can
used, so we can remove them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So rather than delete it, do Control/.
Control/.
Yeah.
I mean,
should
comment it out?
Yeah, that's what Control/ should do. Or maybe I have a hotkey that's not default for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there were some other things it was complaining about as well.
Employment lister is undefined.
Oh, yes, we need to change that.
To secret?
So yeah, don't change the variable, but change the thing it's being set to. So core listers should be secret lister. Yeah.
Like that?
Yep. And then foo lister, obviously you'll want to set to namespace lister. No, core list. I think we want this to be core listers dot namespace lister. Lowercase c. All right, save that. Let's see what happens.
Line 46 now. And 93.
Yeah. Oh, because there's a bunch of generated code around the CID.
So 46.
So you can kill that and informers. Again, comment them out, please, in case we need to refer to them. In fact, you should kill all of these.
Yeah.
All right. Now it's probably going to freak out a little bit. So let's see what else is now going to break.
71.
71.
92. 71.
Don't comment that out.
No.
No. We need to change what it's doing. So you want it to be a Kubernetes interface. Oh, actually, no, you're right. We should kill this, and we want to set whatever is being set to sample client set to be set to kube client set.
Okay.
That'll probably do for now. But what I actually more meant was where, see down below where you have sample client set under new controller. I would actually just set that to Kubernetes.interface. Like you shouldn't need to double that. Although that's going to change the number of arguments we're pulling. So maybe this is fine.
Okay, I think I'm following.
Yeah.
72. Did I spell something wrong?
I don't know.
Oh, there is no kube client set. Right?
Scroll back up. What did we just do? Just control Z a couple of times. I can't remember what we just changed.
We commented this out.
Right? Commented those out. So now client set doesn't exist.
Yep.
And what was the next thing we did?
We commented this out. Listers.
Right. So like now replay what we did one by one.
Informers.
Right. We got rid
client
of those.
set.
The next thing.
This guy.
Yeah. What was next?
Client, sample client, client set interface. Go away.
Yeah.
Then we created a kube client set interface, and I accidentally put a.
Oh, so that's what you did.
Mm-hmm.
It's Kubernetes interface, not kube client set interface. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. All right.
Oh, yeah, it's just gone now.
So now we need to do 93. So we just want to change that to be Kubernetes.interface.
Okay.
What other errors were there?
94.
94.
Deployment informer.
Oh, yeah, so that should be secret informer.
Sure.
Capital S.
Yep. We need to change this also at the front.
Let me think. If we do, then we need to change. Wait, what did you just change?
This was foo informer. Change it to namespace informer.
Okay. Save that off and see what we're at. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could, while we're here, just do a search and replace for deployment informer to secret informer. If you do Apple key H, it'll bring up a search and replace.
Okay.
I believe so. And then check main as well. Or are you already doing for the whole?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, you're fine then.
And then foo informer to namespace informer.
Yeah.
Including on the foo.go.
No,
or just controller.
Just controller.
There you go.
I mean, we're not touching the generated stuff anymore, so we can just ignore it.
Okay. Okay,
Right.
so save it.
Yeah, and so why don't you look for foo, and we'll change that. Anything that says foo, change the namespace. But we'll want to do it somewhat intelligently because we want to do capital foo to capital namespace and lowercase foo to no. So you need to the other one, yeah. And I feel like we should just go ahead and do that and deal with the consequences of it. Okay, that way it's just renamed and done.
Oh, this is all the tests. This is the actual.
Right.
Okay. And do the tests also?
Nah, ignore the tests. But definitely do main. Oh, that's just the comment. Never mind. Now do capital foo for capital namespace. And just do it for controller.go. And just do it. Don't worry about checking anything.
Okay.
All right. And then we'll do the same for deployment and secret. Just in controller. Yeah. And then capital D. Yeah, don't do typos when we're doing math search in place.
Story of my life right there.
And just in controller. No.
Oh, that's right. That's why we pair program.
Does it count as pair programming if it's just me yelling at you?
No, that's actually what pair programming used to be. Is one person is the writer, and the other person thinks, and then the idea is that if as we talk it out, less bugs happen because we have to both have the same.
I know how it works.
Well, there's someone who's watching who's may have never.
But it's not that one person thinks and one person types. It's that both people think, but only one person is typing.
Oh wait, I haven't been thinking. Should I have been thinking?
I don't want to ask too much of you.
Oh. All right.
Now search for apps v1.
Apps v1. All right.
Yeah, still need to fix apps v1 stuff. And then search that to just
core v1.
Core v1. Is that what we're importing it as?
That's a good question.
Flip up to the top because they're named imports. Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, so just do replace everything for that. And then you'll need to undo the top one.
Yeah.
Because it will have changed the import. So change it to apps and then comment it out.
Yep. Okay.
Now I feel like we can run it again and see what happens.
Do we need to do it capital apps?
I don't think so.
This one looks like, yeah, we have to do this one. Client, it seems to be core, doesn't
Okay.
it?
Good catch. Yeah.
See, pair programming. Thank you very much.
Look at you, Mr. I know stuff.
Yeah, careful. I'm actually learning stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Undefined informers. 95.
I think that should be now core informers.
Yep, because the other one didn't error, did it?
Yeah.
Yep. Sample scheme.
Sample scheme.
100.
100.
Add a sample controller type to the default Kubernetes scheme so events can be logged for sample controller types.
We changed sample scheme to something else, didn't we? Is that like a core scheme or something?
No, we removed it.
Oh, but there isn't a. Wow. Oh, it's just scheme. So you see up in the imports, up to. It's not a named import. Up.
Oh,
you're going down.
Got it. Okay.
Right. So if you just change that scheme, I guess there's two places. Oh, the other place is commented out for you.
Yep. Okay.
I feel like it's starting to come together. Let's fix these undefined V1s. 135. 135. New secret, old secret. Core V1.
Core V1,
secret.
yeah. Yep.
Core V1 secret. Bunch of
Is it
amateurs.
Is it dot?
Nope. No dot. Don't be crazy.
Well, it's inconsistent, right? We imported.
This is coming from the named import, which is core V1.
I'm with you now.
Right? Because it's the object is defined in core V1.
Yeah.
Or the struct. I don't know what we're supposed to call them in Go.
Struct.
Yeah.
No new variables on the left side. That's bad.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll deal with that.
Namespace.
Yeah. Oh, look, it's getting the namespace twice.
How did you see that so quickly? I didn't see it. I'm not seeing that.
Well, right above it, you can see another namespace being declared.
Oh, yeah.
But we didn't change this, did we?
It might have been named something. Hold on. Can we see what the diff is on
that?
that?
Yeah, totally. This wasn't this deployment, and we changed every deployment to namespace.
Hang on. It was 255. Foo. Yeah, we changed it from foo to namespace.
Right.
So does that mean we remove one of them?
No. I think we just need to rename one of them. So get rid of the split. So let's look at where it's using namespace. Namespace is blah. Namespace
down here,
blah.
secret name.
Namespace dot spec. Yeah, okay. So the first namespace
Mm-hmm.
rename to be namespace key, capital K. Come on, yeah, and then where we're calling it below namespace key. That's my, because no, not there. You're making the same problem again, where it's actually using it in that line. Yeah. I'm not sure that's a great name for it, but
no. I see what you're doing now. Okay, cool.
right.
Yeah, and because the reason why you're picking key is because this is doing off of this key,
Exactly.
which is being pushed in through this sync handler. Okay, yeah, no, I'm starting to see how it matches. Okay, cool.
Right.
All right.
But I think, actually go back. So with the namespaces lister, I think where are we getting name from? Because we need to know what the namespace lister is expecting. So in my VS Code, I've got a Go thing that if you highlight something like that, it will tell you what the object looks like.
Oh, can you tell me what that call is, and I can install real quick?
I probably went to an internet website and said, what weird stuff do I need to be less terrible at Go? All right, well, that looks like a start. Update, install. Oh, this is the stuff. All tools.
You're ready
installed.
to go. There you go.
Happy face. Uh-oh. Oh, look at that. Highlighting.
Analyst tools missing.
What? Where does it say that? Oh. Why not? Pew, pew, pew.
Mm-hmm.
Look, we have error highlighting. So this is what I was expecting to see. So we need to find the namespaces lister object. Can you right click, go to definition? I think that's what we want. Oh, I think we want to go to maybe type definition. Yeah, look at this. So flip back to the code and find the the actual piece of code we were working on, whatever line it was. Yeah, that guy. No,
This one.
this guy. Right. And so now we're looking at the line of code, and we've got the actual object. So we can do list or get. And what are we looking at?
Get.
We're looking at, okay, so I think we just kill the namespaces. So that bit in the middle. Which makes sense because there's no, like a namespace doesn't have a parent namespace. So that might mean that namespace key we should turn into a underscore. Yeah. Oh, are we actually using the key somewhere? Key. Oh, I see. Key. Oh, I wonder if we can just use the key itself now. Like that whole set above might be unnecessary. So why don't you comment those lines out and change get name to get key and just see what you get. No errors.
Oh, it auto formatted for me too. Shit.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So now scroll down to the next error, which is the secret name. Okay, secret name. Oh, how did this happen? Uh-oh.
Is that?
This is where it might not be a bad idea to look at the side-by-side changes again. So I feel like we probably changed this as part of the mass search and replace.
268. Foo deployment name. Yeah.
Right.
But that looks right.
Oh, yeah. So what it's doing is in the foo spec, they had a deployment name. And so they have to extract that to figure out if it has a deployment. So we don't care about that. But what we do care about is the actual secret name that we want to use. Let me think. In our cluster, is it a known name for the secret, or is it generated as a get secret? Oh, is that really the? Oh man. So we're going to need a way to pass that in. So I think for now, let's set that as like a constant or something right at the top. And we can always figure out how to pass it in as a environment variable or something at some point.
Const.
So let's do const secret name equals that. And then maybe put a comment there saying we need to make this importable via CLI argument or environment variable. Yep.
So back down to this guy.
So drop back down to this guy. So 264, no, 269. So drop out of the side by side. So secret. So you can just comment this line out. Right. Mm-hmm. Now this is super redundant because it's never going to be blank. So you can comment out this whole section.
Yep.
All right.
Next error is down here.
Right. And so, well, hang on. I just want to look at what that last thing was doing.
Oh, shit. Sorry.
Because now we're at the logic that actually matters. So here we're getting the secret with the name specified in namespace. If the resource doesn't exist, we'll create it. Okay. So if is not found, we want to create it. And so at some point before that, we need to actually fill the secret out. So with the line 282, can you, like, after the to do, hit enter and just so we can wrap it and see what it's doing? So new secret, meta one, create options. Okay, so that's going to create an empty secret in the namespace. Create options.
Well, there should always be a secret, though.
No, this is looking at the new namespace. Right, this is looking in the new namespace, and if it doesn't exist, we're going to create it.
Oh.
But
so that's what we wanted to do originally, where we wanted to import it in, right?
Yeah, so this is doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So is new secret is that a function declared somewhere? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we should jump to that function. Yeah, so here's where we need to fudge about. So new secret. So that line is correct, right? So it's creating a new secret in the namespace.
Oh shit! This is basically deployment. This is basically deployment, isn't it?
Right. And so we need to fix this to be a secret.
Yeah.
And so the labels we need to change.
Mm-hmm.
And so do a get o-YAML of the secret in your run that again. I want to do a JQ and clean it up. Output to JSON. JQ is not going to help on YAML. And then do JQ dot metadata.
Really?
How do we not have JQ? Do we have YQ?
Yes.
Oh, that'll do. So YQ R dash, yeah, and then dot metadata. Actually, it's just metadata. There's no dot. Whoa, that's not right.
Well, how about I just output this out to a file and then just open up in VS Code?
No, because I don't want to look at the file. We've got a list of stuff. So press up once. I don't think we've get secret blah output to YAML. Yeah, so get rid of the dot and do metadata dot name. Okay, do metadata dot labels. Metadata dot annotations. Okay, so that's part of the reason we had a bunch of horrible garbage. All right, so there's no set labels. So let's pop up and think about, so we want to set labels to give hints as to where this has come from.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe do like change app to origin, owner ref, whatever, something. There would be a capital R. Hang on. No, it wouldn't be. It would be, your dash is right, because this is going to be the, yeah. And then do default slash TLS dash secret. Just like we can give it some real stuff later. And then that'll do. Kill the controller. Yeah. So we're returning the object meta. I'm not sure if that owner reference is going to fudge with us, but we'll see what happens. And then there's no spec. There's a type, right? And then so flip back down to your command prompt and do run your YQ again and do type instead of metadata. Right, so we'll do type of opaque, and we might need to find the object name for that. So just do capital T type colon core v1 dot secret type opaque. Perfect. Look at that completion.
Mm-hmm.
Comma. Oh no, just empty. That probably needs to be so open close, or I'm just trying to think. It's not a I mean a comma at the end. That is clearly wrong. It's not a type pilot. Maybe we don't want the open close at the end there. Yeah, okay. Now we need to fix the error above the sample v1 alpha schema group version.
Isn't it just v1?
Let's kill off that owner reference.
Oops.
Yeah. Save that. And then everything under spec we can delete. And actually just delete it. Don't worry about commenting. Keep going down to 429. Yep, delete that. That looks right. And then do a new line under type. And we want it to be data, capital D data, colon, and then core v1 dot secret, probably data.
Nope.
Nope. Core v1 dot data, maybe.
Stream type data?
Nope. All right. It is a string. How about what did you do?
So I looked at data to see if it was
TLS. But like we need to know what the type is. Right? Is it a
okay. Oh, okay.
So if you go back to your code and scroll back up to the return core v1 secret, I think if you click on that secret, you can get the list of, see how it shows that. What are you doing?
Oh, and this one?
Yeah, see how it shows this? So inside there, you should be able to scroll down. And you're looking for data map string. Yeah. So basically just take that, copy paste that whole thing. Well, no, to the byte, to the end of the byte. Yep. And then paste that in. So delete. Well, it's not dot data. So delete core v1 dot data.
Oh, okay.
Right. So it's a map of string byte. So I think you need a open close mustache bars at the end of this, and then a comma. So I think that'll give us the empty map of bytes. Save. No error. So that's good. All right. So now let's scroll back up and solve the rest of the reds.
Labels are declared but not used.
Okay.
So they need to be added to this, the object
metadata?
Yeah.
So after namespace.
Yeah, do labels.
Yep, labels, colon.
And then this
namespace dot tables.
Okay.
It'll be a capital L. Capitals matter a big time in Go, right? Because I think capitals means it's an exportable type.
So do we need to turn this one to?
Means it's internal.
Do we need to turn this to be capital?
Nope.
Because it's still not being used.
Oh, hang on. Go back to labels equals map of. Oh, sorry. Labels should have been. Actually, that should just be straight labels, no namespace dot.
Yeah.
Assuming that the labels type is just the map of strings.
Yeah, there you go. Because we're pulling wherever we got this down into here.
Yeah. And then above that, that should be just core v1 dot namespace.
Yep.
I feel like we're actually getting somewhere.
Core v1 dot namespace. Now secret name's busted.
Namespace spec secret name undefined. Oh, yeah, that's definitely undefined. So I think we just want this to be, this should be secret name from our, whatchamacallit, from our constant.
Like that? Ah,
Just comma, yeah.
Jesus Christ, sorry.
What are you doing?
My keyboard decided to... The only
Oh, your
disadvantage of
keyboard.
it... Yeah, no, actually, Kinesis every once in a while goes a little bit weird.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
You're missing
Oh.
a comma.
Comma, yep.
Great.
Okay. All right, this guy now.
So
Namespaces.
let's pop up to the top and fix them from the top down in case they're like cascading errors.
Okay.
All right.
So this is not what we need at all. Yeah.
Right.
Because we don't care about replicas.
Kill that, right? We might need to put some logic in there to do what we need, but for now, we can leave it. Scroll down.
This should be core v1.
Yeah. Read only. Oh, so we can actually comment that line out.
Why?
Because there's no replicas in the namespace.
Ah, yes, I'm with you now.
And in fact, we don't have a namespace status. But we might want to come back and update metadata for the namespace to let it know that we've done something. It doesn't look right. That still doesn't look right. Undo what you just did.
I did.
Okay. I think we could actually comment this whole function out and find where it's being called and comment that line out too. Because we might want to eventually update an annotation to let it know that we've performed an action. But for now, we don't need to.
It's not
I just do a search and replace, like a search, find next reference. Oh, just use your hotkeys, your app key F.
It's only a call right here.
So yeah, comment that section out. And the error handling for it.
Okay.
Save. One more error. Oh, this is the namespaces lister again. What did we decided we needed this to be? I think, owner ref. The object is not owned by, we should not do anything more. So I think ref kind not equals namespace. Okay. I feel like we should have to do something here longer term, but I think we can probably comment everything from if owner ref down. Oh, hang on. I'm actually wrong. Because we need that enqueue namespace.
So shouldn't we go find this nameplace lister and figure out what namespace is against it?
Here's the problem is we're not setting an owner ref.
Hmm.
So I'm just trying to think through what are we actually getting here? Where's the object coming from? So the if owner ref above that 376, right? So if owner ref meta one vrun get controller of object. So what is object? Object meta v1 dot object. Keep scrolling up. Handle object. Let's have a look at the.
It's zero. It's zeroed out when it's.
Right, but what's the comments above say? We need to figure out what this function's doing. Okay. Take any resource implementing meta v1 object, which I think is the secret, and define which namespace owns it. Does this by looking at the objects field for owner ref. Use the namespace resource to process it. Does not have an appropriate owner reference. Okay, so I think we want to effectively kill most of this. So from that if owner ref, I think we can kill that off apart from the line that's actually doing the enqueue.
Okay.
And then the curly thing at the end. Yeah.
This namespace.
Save that.
This namespace.
Undeclared namespace. Shit.
This should be object.
No,
because that's what we're passing around.
Where is namespace being set? Oh, here. Okay. So we need to uncomment that section.
And we need to undo this too.
Yeah.
Then we stir back to this guy.
Can you bring up the side-by-side of the original? Okay, so it's getting the kind of foo, which is now namespace. Yeah, so this is looking at the deployment, and it's saying if the owner ref kind not equals foo, then return. And then foo equals my brain is breaking right now.
Like, I don't understand why we can't go to back what it was originally and then just try to fix this call the namespaces here.
Because we're not setting any owners, so we would need to go back and set the owners. Because basically this is saying that the owner of the deployment object is foo. But we don't really need to do that because it's obvious that the secret is owned by the namespace.
Okay.
So basically, we just need to get to the point where we're doing the enqueue foo, which now is enqueue namespace. But we need to collect, we still need to get the namespace name. So let's flip back to the code. We don't have the owner ref anymore. Oh, but we do have, you know what? Why don't you comment out that section, so 383 to 390. Oh, hang on. Oh, we just need to namespace list as namespaces. I think, actually, I think we can just do the namespaces lister and kill off the namespaces bit, so it's straight to .get. Yeah, so delete all of that, keep going. Yeah, and then we just need to solve what the ownerref.name is. And I think that needs to be object.get namespace. Capital G namespace. Yeah. Namespace.
Damn it. Sorry, hang on.
Was that your keyboard again?
No, that was me just fucking up. Object.get namespace.
Yeah. And then
This object
ownerref doesn't exist anymore.
namespace, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think so.
Oh my God, it's green.
So in theory, this should, on a new namespace creation, create an empty secret. And from there, we just need to figure out how to fetch the existing secret and jam it in there. We
66 on main.go.
Yeah. Didn't we kill example client? No, that's still there. Example client, kube client. Scroll back, scroll up. What's the difference between example client and kube client?
Client set Kubernetes. We want kube client, don't we? No.
Yeah, that's what I think. But hang on. We've done kube client, example client, and kube client, example client to create two sets of informers. So example client should still be okay there. What's the highlighter? What's the? Oh, yes, Kubernetes.client. Yes, I see what you're saying. So where instead of client set in 58, it should be Kubernetes dot. Yeah. No, you've still got an error in the example informer. What's the error there? 64, look for the red line.
Oh. Oh, V1 alpha 1. Doesn't that need to be?
Oh yeah, where's that? Where is that though? I didn't.
Just the top here?
Just do a search for it.
This one? That's a test. No.
No, it's not under any of that.
Hmm.
It's not in main at all.
No, it doesn't seem to be.
Okay, so sample client set, sample controller. So it's like the fifth one in your search. Oh no, that's just click through the. What about the new controller ref? No, the listers. No. 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 They're all commented out, dude.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell? So close out the readme.md because it's clearly not that. Close out the controller. It's definitely not the CRDs. What's register.go? Well, that's all in the package though, because we're not using any of that, are we?
Mm-mm.
Are we calling anything in package generated? So go to our imports in main. Yeah, is there some red up there? Yeah, here, informers. We got it. Scroll down. See where it says informers? Yeah, that guy there. So you should be able to comment that guy out.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, there you go.
All right.
Holy shit, it's actually going through each of them.
Right. But what's it doing?
An empty namespace may not be set during creation.
All right, so go to controller, go 238. All right. So what's actually being done here? What queue object? Keep scrolling up. Like go to the start of the function and we can look at what the function is trying to do. Okay, process. Next work item. We call done here. We expect strings to come off. Scroll down. Scroll down, passing namespace name of the resource to be synced. I don't know. Damn it. It was 228 was where the error was coming, right?
No, 238 is this one, but that's the actual error that's being outputted.
Right. Namespace resource. Run the sync handler. So we need to find the sync handler. Maybe? Okay. So scroll down. So we're getting the namespace. Namespace close. What else is going on? Secret name. Scroll down. Handle error. Return nil. Oh. Just copy error here. Get the secret with the name specified in namespace.spec. Oh. I think we're trying to create an invalid secret here. Yeah, we've done something wacky here. So let's have a look at, so create new secret namespace. So I think, is this creating a, oh, all right. So there's no errors here. So highlight, so secret error, blah, 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 core V1. So highlight core V1, or just stick here, like hover over it. Okay, core V1 interface. So now over secrets. Secrets getter, namespace. Now highlight over create. So create context. Aha. So we're running new secret namespace, and that's returning a secret object that doesn't have the namespace set based on that error, right? So we need to go to that function and see why it's not returning a namespace.
This create function? No,
yes.
this new secret.
No, the new secret.
Yeah. Namespace.
Right. Where is that coming from? Oh.
Namespace.
What's the type of namespace? So so hover over the core V1, like the type. Yeah, no, I want to see, stop it. The namespace, not the core V1. Yeah. So do we need namespace dot So we need to get to the object meta to get to the name. So I think we're scroll back up. So it's the object meta will be containing the name. And so we need to get into that. And so how do we do that? All right, drop out of the definition here. So here we're calling namespace dot namespace. And that's creating the, so highlight the namespace word, as in hover over it. So this is a string. But it's not actually a string with returning, is it? Shit. Hover over the previous namespace. No, keep going. Yeah, okay, so hover over namespace, the next one. So basically we need to fix the object that's being referenced. And so I think if you add if you delete everything up until the dot, we should be able to see what it's going to autocomplete for. And we'll see what our options are. Get namespace. Yeah, that's it. And then a comma. Boom. Now, I just realized that if we run this as is, it is going to try and do it in every namespace, like kube system, all that shit. And that's going to be a nightmare. So we have to either exclude some namespaces or we need to...
Can we splat namespaces be like anything with IBM dash or kube dash do not touch?
Well, I think we probably need to give a list of namespaces, like a deny list or a skip list, and then say, if this is in this list, don't do anything.
Okay. So that needs to go back into the get namespace function?
Well, no, it's before here, right? Because this is where we're creating the secret. So before we actually do the secret, we need to put some logic to check. So search for a new secret.
Okay.
And then we're looking for the thing that's calling the function new secret. Wait, have I confused myself?
I think you've confused yourself.
All right, go back to this place in the code we just were.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's a function new secret,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so we want to find the spot was calling this. No, go to references, I think is what we want. Here. So before this, we need to say,
something like that.
It'd have to be if namespace. How do you say if it's in a
in an
list?
array?
And that should be namespace dot namespace, I think. But we'll deal with that in a second.
Would it be better to do
We
this
might
one?
just.
Just can map kind of like that. And then if in this, skip.
Yeah. So why don't we turn that into a constant at the top? Like do it where we have secret name, so we keep the stuff we've done. Right, let's paste that. So const visited URL equals. Obviously, it won't be visited URL. It'll be
System
skip namespace.
Skip. Okay.
Skip namespace. Capital N for namespace. And then kube-system. If you do k get namespaces -o name, that'll, and then yeah. Yep. Oh, and default. You definitely want to skip default as well.
Yep. What? Oh.
Tmux artifact.
Yep. I'll fix it. Don't worry.
Not saying a word.
There we go.
Nope.
No?
Nope. Spaces.
Oh, it cares about that?
Of course.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
All right, so now you want to drag that if visited URL. Well, let's change it if skip namespace. Let's fix it while we're up here, while we remember how it looks like.
If
Skip
namespace.
And then, was that like namespace dot namespace or something? All right, that'll be enough. Let's cut and paste that down and we'll figure out the rest from there. Oh, it doesn't like that constant. Oh, because of the colon. Should do straight equals. Look for the red squiggle.
Well, no, we removed skip namespace because I cut it. Right? So
it's
that
a constant
it's not being,
declaration.
Yeah, but it's not being used anywhere, right?
Yeah, but it's a constant declaration. Oh. You don't put a colon there.
Okay.
Oh no, we can't do that as a constant?
No.
Can you do var?
Yes.
Good enough. It's a var constant.
Okay, and then so we need to go back down to no. What was it again?
Oh god, wasn't it create secret? All right, just go to the very end. New secret.
Hmm. What? God damn it. What would he call it again? We called it skip namespace.
I'm muted. I was telling you, and I was getting mad because you weren't listening. All right. And then this was namespace dot capital N namespace. You can let it finish it for you.
Force a habit. Sorry. Just is there like a continue?
Well, we want to wrap the creation in the next. So basically, you want to wrap the next if around this one. Yeah. And so it might be worth doing the like skipping.
No.
Just comment that line out.
Wait, don't I need this return error in this one too?
Nope. Was that inside?
No.
If error equals. Yeah, that's fine because I think that's looking at the error above. Yeah,
Okay.
that'll do.
All right. Why did I?
Oh, I think I might have done that.
Oh, okay.
I exited the tmarks so I wouldn't shrink your screen. I must have broken the tmarks instead of exited it.
I got it.
It's nearly beer o'clock.
Yeah, it really is, isn't it? All right, let's just kick this off one last time.
Yeah. I feel like we're close.
Go run.
No, thank you.
Yeah. Well, found the secret this time.
Well, no, it's not finding the secret and then requeuing it. Oh, maybe that's what we want.
Because it's jumping faster, right?
And so what? That's line 247.
Yes.
So let's look at that.
We should just remove the skipped namespaces from the queue completely, shouldn't we?
Right. But that's, Yeah. Yeah, so we should be doing it before we're trying to call it. So why don't we see there's that work queue forget. I think we can add some, we wrap our logic we just created around that. We should then be able to just skip. Well, don't write it under their comments. So I would do it. You want to do it as high up as possible, right? Because you don't want to pass it through logic it doesn't need to pass through.
Good point. Good point.
Right. So let's scroll up to the top of the function. Okay.
So
we're
if you call
deferring done. So we want it up probably after it's done the defer. If key.
Yeah, we want to completely skip the key. We don't even want to deal with any of this if it's one of the ones we want to skip. Where do we put it? God damn it.
Under create secret.
Yeah.
Just search for create secret.
It's down here.
Don't search for.
No, it's new secret.
No, new secret every time.
Yep. There we go. It's this one.
Yeah.
Wait, that's not right.
No. Was it 171?
I thought it was 277. What the hell?
No, this is definitely not it.
Yeah. It was 247. There we go. So here, 117. God damn it. Paste. And then we want to take all the way up to.
Well, no. I think we can just do the work queue forget. You can see down here. No. I think we can put that C work queue forget line in there. No. Go back. Keep that what it was. What I'm saying is I think you just want to grab line 230. And copy that up there, and then copy in actually do those 3 lines, the 231, 232, 233. Oh, and then close that off. Right, and then we'll want to change the error to be skipping namespace, whatever. You don't need to get too exciting. Skipping namespace %s and then set namespace. And it's object dot namespace or object dot get namespace. We have to figure out how to extract the namespace. Get namespace, yeah. Nope. No, it doesn't like that. It doesn't have it. Yeah. So kill all of that and let's look at what options we have under object. Is it just namespace? No. Why is it? If you highlight namespace, if you highlight OBJ, is it going to tell you what? It's just an interface. So how do we see the contents of? Oh, here, so scroll down a little bit. I think we actually want the, so I think this var key OK stuff is actually extracting the namespace. Scroll down. You run the sync handler passing the namespace. Scroll down a little bit. Go back to the error. Okay, cool. So the key is the namespace. So in the code where it's finding, where it's filling the value for key, so you want to just move our block to after that block. Yep.
Okay.
Yep, and then change that to key.
Just the key.
Yep.
I think that's, oh, wait. Oh, there's a no.
Yeah. Oh, you got an extra, yeah, bracket. Cool.
Okay. Let's give it a shot. No.
Oh, man. Okay, so even in the default namespace, it's saying it can't find that secret. Do a K get secrets in the default namespace?
It looks right.
Yeah, so we're missing something here. So error syncing, what was line 253?
Right here.
Okay, so we're clearly not catching, like our logic isn't catching it.
Yep.
So let's go back to our logic. No, I don't think it's, because we're not using it as, okay, so after our if statement, do it else.
What?
Hmm?
It auto-completed into something.
And then copy and paste the 3 lines above. And just change the error message to be like found namespace. And now run it. Oh yeah, don't worry about that. It's just a formatting error. It's still gonna work. Okay. So
Right.
that's kind of good,
Yeah, it stopped requeuing everything.
right? But it's doing it in the wrong order. Like something in our logic is doing it the wrong way around, right?
Mm-hmm.
So save this and go back. Okay. So if skip namespace key is true, forget it, is what we've said.
Yes.
Otherwise, is key not a string? Hover over key, it is a string. Okay, what's bunk about our logic? So pop down to the command, the CLI, and grab like one of those, and just double check that that is exact text in the
We're not going.
variable.
Yeah, we're not. It's not at all.
Oh, I know what's happening.
See?
Is it motherfucking namespace slash
Mm-hmm.
JJ? I thought you said you were fixing it.
No, I never said that.
You're like, oh, don't worry, I'm fixing it.
I was fixing all the other stuff.
Well, I'm just blaming you because otherwise
Easier.
it's my fault. All right. So save and rerun. Okay,
Yes.
cool. So now we
Yeah.
need to kill the else part.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so run it again, and it's still going to have an error. So now we need to find out why it's not finding the secret and requeuing. So 253, that's still that same line, right?
Yeah, but if you notice, default's gone now. Oh no, we're skipping default. That's right.
Yeah. So all the bits we didn't want are gone. So now we
Yeah.
just need to figure out why it's not finding the secret. Wait, hang on.
Mm-hmm.
Go back to that,
What? Back to what?
the command prompt. So at this point, do we even care if the secret doesn't exist? Isn't that the whole point? If it's not there, we want to create it.
Correct. But it should have created it. Yeah.
Right.
So it should be
Yeah. So
there.
it should be creating it in the thing. So I think the logic here now is correct. We need to dig down to the actual like queued piece of work.
Yeah.
So let's jump back to the code. Duplicate this item, it's not yet queued until another change happens. So where's the actual handle error? Is it the add rate limited? No, put the item back on. Like where's it actually calling the function to perform the work? Or is this, scroll back up?
This is just creating the queue. This isn't actually doing any work. This is like, this is what I got to do.
Right.
Right. The actual work was done farther in here.
Right, but like, oh, I see. So that's just returning back. So let's find what called that function. So go back up and go to the reference for it. Coronavirus. Yeah. So go to references. Is it run worker? No. No, that's just okay, well, logically it must be where we just were in the new secret section. I think it was calling new secret. Right. And so go to reference. Okay. So if the resource doesn't exist, so we can kill that skip namespaces now, because we're doing that before we even get here. So kill that, and then thing, save, it'll fix our formatting. Right. Okay, so I'm wondering if there's an error happening here. Is not found. Go back to our error, our command prompt. All right, so error syncing, not found, requeuing. So pop back to our code. So there's, if errors is not found, error. So can we put a print line here?
Above or inside it?
Yeah, inside it. Actually, one of each. Format.println.
Right. Both.
Okay. Oh, but here's our error. An empty namespace may not be set during creation. That's what I thought we fixed that.
That was at the very beginning, wasn't it? Wait, how did that error start showing up now?
Right.
Interesting.
It's okay.
So that goes back down to the create secret down here.
Right.
Namespace.
Oh, so why don't we, at the start of this line, just like after the function 414, start a new line before 414. And have you used spew dumper before?
No.
All right, open up a Google's and do go spew dump. SPEW. So we want that import. But let's, that spew capital D dump.
Okay, so
Let's grab that.
Put this at the top first.
Sure.
And then go back down here.
So there's why I wasn't going to say to do that first. Because one of the things the formatting thing does is it automatically deletes imports you don't use.
Oh.
So when you saved, it deleted the import.
Got it.
And then put namespace save. Now you need to go and put your spew dump back up. Oh no, it did it for you.
Did it?
Yeah.
Where?
Oh
yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh shit.
Right. So it's namespace, object meta, metadata.
Yeah, there's no namespace.
God damn it. Are we really this stupid?
What?
Not the namespace we're looking for, it's the name. We're so dumb. Okay, switch back to your code. So we're passing in the namespace, and the namespace doesn't have a namespace. It is the namespace. So we just need its name. So where we're calling namespace.get namespace, we want to call namespace.get name.
Like that?
Yep. And then, just so we don't lose it in case we need it again, do a underscore equals in front of the spew dump. No? It's not going to let us do that?
No.
Oh, is it F dump? Whatever. We'll just undo it if we need to.
That?
Yeah. Okay. And what? Come on. Why? Why is it still an empty namespace?
Bring out that spew back up again.
Let's look at our code.
No, I really didn't like him. Why didn't you like that?
Did we lose it from up here? Yeah,
We did. I don't see namespace at all in this.
Well, that's because we're looking for the name, right? So go back to the code. I'll remind you what we're looking for.
Mhm.
There's some serious lag in the video on my end. All right. So we're creating a secret, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're setting namespace to be namespace get name,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And so namespace is the object we're dumping. And we want the name of the namespace to use as the namespace in the object matter of the secret, right?
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So
But
this should be
we don't see namespace in this JSON output though.
right. No, we don't. Well, we're looking at the namespace object, dude.
Oh, not the new thing we're creating?
Right.
Ah, got it. Okay.
So it is a type of namespace in the metadata. It has a name, but the get name function is supposed to return that for us.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So error syncing stack edit. An empty namespace may not be set during creation. You know what? Go back to our code.
Mm-hmm.
So the only thing we need from namespace there is like the literal string, right?
Mm-hmm.
So instead of fucking around with it here, let's turn the namespace object inside this variable to be a string. So at the line 414, namespace, to get rid of the core v1 namespace, and just turn it into a string. And then the namespace dot get name, just turn into namespace. Right? Now go to where we're calling new secret, and we need to change it to call it with the namespace name there. And I believe it's just, oh, hang on, namespace dot capital name namespace.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Ah!
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Exit. We're up to our code. Okay. For some reason, we're seeing this. Oh, hang on. Is this wrong? Is 295 wrong? Should that be namespace name? So scroll up. Where are we defining namespace? And what object is it? Get key. So highlight namespace. It is an object core v1 namespace. Can you right click and go to type definition. Yeah, okay. So we're totally wacky here. So scroll down. I think there should be like a namespace. All right, go back to our code. I think what we want is so scroll down. I think so. The first one there, get the secret with the name specified in namespace.spec. We want that to be namespace.getName. No, not in brackets, like get capital N name. Whoop. And you've got an extra.
What the hell? God damn it, computer. Like that?
No, not like that. Is it capital N for name? It might be capital G, capital N. No. Okay, we're on 295. Just do a search for get name. We've done this before elsewhere. Oh, double braces.
Like that?
Now you've got an extra brace down there. I think that's right now. And then we need to change it down under the new secret too. No, not there. Oh, hang on. Maybe there.
Like that?
Maybe? I'm running out of brain juice.
Yeah, I am too. Whoa, hello.
Oh, this is good.
Very good. Though it's the name that we're giving it. That's here, the bottom. This thing. This guy.
Oh, that doesn't like that.
Yeah, that's what it's saying.
No, it's saying that it exists.
Well, now it does. The original one before I control C, it didn't. This is different error now.
So now do a get secrets in the stack edit namespace.
Well, we knew it's already in that one. Test pods.
Okay. Yeah, test pods.
Get secrets. Okay. Get secret. It's there. 36 seconds ago.
Right.
Brand new one.
So we got some.
We're not done, but we're at least getting secrets
done,
created. Secrets being created.
But we can find that not managed by namespace and fix that, and then we got some errors to fix, and then we just need to actually do the data.
Yeah.
And then we need to turn some pieces into those constants we need to turn into command line arguments.
Yeah.
So I feel like we can probably break at this.
I agree.
And call it partial success, and then pick it back up next week.
Yeah, man. I'll back the stuff up to make sure.
Or if we feel infused, we can try again later. But I think at this point, next week.
Oh, this is great. I actually kind of know what we did, which is even cooler. So, awesome, sir. Well, thank you.
Not bad for a bunch of non-programmers.
Yeah. I can still consider myself a sysadmin. So,
yeah, so do I. Yeah. We copy and pasted our way to success, JJ.
That's modern day development in a nutshell.
But we copy and pasted from ourselves, not from random Stack Overflow. Thank you very much.
All right, sir. Well, thank you. And I'll go ahead and kill the stream. Thank you for everyone sticking around who's watching. Tune in next week around the same time, and we'll continue. And who knows, we might actually get this doing exactly what we want soon and making people's lives a little bit better. Sound good?
All right. Bye-bye.